In another remote corner of Australia called Arnhem Land, researchers are documenting later examples of prehistoric art. Peggy Grove is a cultural historian and a specialist in Australian rock art.
Arnhem Land is a land of huge stone escarpments. And by that I mean there are stones piled on top of each other in these giant ridge lines. And the water pours down through them in the wet season, and it bakes them in the dry season. But they make perfect canvases for the Aboriginal artists to paint on.
Since many of the sites are considered sacred, Grove and her colleagues can't use traditional dating methods that might damage the art. Instead, they use changes in artistic style and the environment over the last 50,000 years to date the art.
Unlike European rock art, where most of the images tend to be animals, in Arnhem Land, at least 90% or more of the figures tend to be the human female. And I think this is environmentally predicated because it's an area that is very fertile and there is an immense amount of plant life. So therefore, the image that was chosen to be portrayed on the walls tended to be that of the female.
While the cultures that produced European cave art ended 20,000 years ago, in Australia the stories never stopped. Even today, Aboriginal people still learn about their ancestors and hone their artistic skills by interacting with the rock art of former generations. This is a living cultural record, one that stretches from the distant ancestral past right up to the modern era.
There are sites where there are handprints juxtaposed with images of steamships, with images of rifles. These are a form of communication telling us about the world around the Aboriginal artists at that time. They were documenting the influx of the Europeans coming into their land.